Alright guys, how's it going? Let me get set up here. We're going to talk about crypto, Bitcoin, Jeju coin, all that fun stuff. We'll get started here just before 8 o'clock, so 3-4 more minutes. Alright, we're going to get started here in about 1 more minute, just see if anyone else joins. If you guys have any coins you guys want to look at, let me know. I'll wait for a few more people to join and then we'll get started. Also, according to astrology, Bitcoin and cryptos are a buy today. Not only did you get the buy signal according to astrology, you also got getting some buy signals, just traditional buy signals on big time frames right now. So it's looking pretty good. The 1 hour chart on Bitcoin does have a sell signal, but I think the smaller time frames are looking good. And I think when you look at like the daily chart or the 6 hour chart, it's looking pretty good for crypto as well. You got the buy signal on Bitcoin at the 6 hour chart. You're trying to get above that 35K resistance, which really isn't that strong. But you're trying to get above that right now, which would be good to slowly go higher. And I'd rather go slowly go higher on crypto and Bitcoin than go straight up and then come crashing back down. Yeah, I do believe the astrology stuff because if you look at the past, if you go do your research, you'll see that most of the time it's accurate. And it's not always accurate, but I think it's a better indicator than some of these buy and sell indicators, and it's kind of interesting. So I think it's kind of interesting. But yeah, I do believe in it, kind of. I just started trading with it, so we'll see what happens. But I think when you go look at the past, it shows that it's pretty accurate. Alright, yeah, so that's what Bitcoin is doing. Right now you're trying to get above $35,000. Our next target is basically you have really strong resistance at 38,000. Then basically your next major target would be 42K, and we haven't been able to get above that since we broke down below it about a month and a half ago. So once you get above 38K, that's going to be the next major target that you would want to get above, so we can make a higher high and start going back up. Because when you get above 42K, I think it's going to be a straight shot to 47K after that, and it's going to happen within a day or two. So once you're above 42K, you can really be bullish on Bitcoin again if you're not yet. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. I do believe probably not early next week, but middle of next week to late next week, we'll probably see 42K on Bitcoin. That's kind of my targets. But I do expect Bitcoin to slowly go up over the weekend. Maybe not over the weekend, but for the rest of this week and then next week, I expect it to go up. We could have a weekend dip like Sunday, because that's kind of what's been happening. So if you guys want to take profits Friday and get back in Sunday night, that might not even be a bad idea, because like last few weekends, especially last weekend, it's dipped really, really bad on Sunday nights. So that's how that's looking. If you guys are new, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's go look at Jeju coin. So here's, if you guys are on YouTube, you guys can see the buy signal. There's the buy signal according to astrology on the 30-minute chart. You don't have to believe it works, but it is. So how it works with this buy and sell signal is every 2 weeks it flashes a buy, and every 2 weeks it flashes a sell. It's always the same time. So you basically know in advance when it's going to flash. And so if it flashes, it starts out flashing on the smaller time frames, and then eventually throughout the day, it will eventually get to the bigger time frames like the daily chart and everything. So yeah, so it always flashes every 2 weeks. So it's kind of like you can just set your calendar and it'll flash, because it's based on the moon cycles and everything. And when it's a full moon, and tonight's a full moon, so it's flashing a buy signal. But yeah, right now, so I do think that's going to help all of crypto go up. I think that's going to help Jeju coin go up, and I think it's going to propel Bitcoin into the first week of July to go up to probably 42 to 49K within the next 2 weeks on Bitcoin, and Jeju Coin is probably going to easily make a new all-time high within the next week or two. That's what I'm looking at. You are kind of consolidating right now in Jeju Coin. That's probably pretty good because you went up 100+% yesterday, so that's really, really good. Give it a day or two. I know on the 12-hour chart, some people were saying on Jeju Coin we had an inverse head and shoulders. So I don't know about that, but I guess you could. I don't really. I mean, I guess this right here could be the shoulder. This right here, I guess, could be the shoulder. This would be the inverted head, maybe, and then this would be the other shoulder that is trying to form here. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think that's a very clear invert head and shoulders on Jeju Coin. But some people were saying that. I know in the Telegram chat they were trying to say that was an invert head and shoulder, so maybe it is. It just doesn't look very clean to me for that. But I do think even with that, without that being the case, I still think Jeju looks extremely bullish. We need to make a higher high, obviously, but as long as on the smaller time frames we keep making higher highs and we start another uptrend, which I think we have, it's going to be looking pretty good for Jeju Coin. So it's looking good. Our next resistance is about 40% away, and that would be up here at. On TradingView, it doesn't really have the price levels, but I think that would be at the 12 level when you're looking at CoinGecko. And then the other major resistance after that would be the 20 level, which is very close to the all-time high. So, I mean, people often believe that the astrology thing is real. I mean, you don't have to. You can trade however you want. But that doesn't mean that you should, like, I don't know. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. But if you go look at the charts, like on the daily charts, every time it's flashed a buy, it's been accurate. Every time it's flashed a sell, it's been pretty accurate. Not every time, but overall, it's been pretty accurate. So, if you guys don't want to believe in it, that's up to you. I'm not going to judge you for that. But, look, you got the buy here. You went up. You got the sell here. You went down. If you go back over here to the left, you got the sell. You didn't go down that much, but you did go down. You got the buy down here on Bitcoin. You went up. I mean, the chart kind of speaks for itself. Now, I think there's times where it's not completely accurate. Like right here, it wasn't super accurate. You did get the dip a few days later. You got the buy. So I still think it's pretty accurate. Okay, this was one time right here on Bitcoin where it flashed a sell and it did not go down. And then a few days later, it flashed a buy and you kept going up. So maybe 1 out of 10 times it's going to be inaccurate or wrong. But overall, I still think it's pretty accurate. So I'm going to start trading with it and see how I do. If I don't do good, then I won't use it anymore. Simple as that. But I know a lot of people in crypto who have used astrology to trade and they've done very well. So I think, why not give it a chance myself? Right? It's not always going to be right, of course. But I like to try to keep an open mind, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But, like, literally go to the daily chart on Bitcoin and type in moon phases, I think is what the indicator is, and go look at it. And most of the time, it's gone up or down based on what the indicator has said. And, yes, I've looked at and just looked at the charts. There is 1 or 2 times out of 10 times where it might not be accurate. But overall, it's pretty accurate. It basically says the third week to the end of the first week of every month, it's Bitcoin and cryptos are going to go up. Then the rest of the time they should go down. So it happens in cycles, right? So whatever. I'm done talking about that. But overall, I think Jeju's bullish. I think Bitcoin's bullish. If you guys want to look at anything else, I will. Right now, like I said, it's consolidating. But overall, it's looking pretty good for both of those. There's not a lot to talk about since yesterday on Jeju Coin, but because it hasn't done much. It's kind of been going sideways. I know this morning Jeju Coin went up like 30%, and now it's consolidating back down to like it's at 5%. So it went down 25%, but that's also not until after it went up 140% in not even 2 days. So you can't go straight up. It's really healthy to have consolidation in an uptrend, because if you went straight up, it would come crashing back down even harder than it did last time. Anyways, so that's kind of what I'm looking at for these charts. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else. Otherwise, that's about it. How's it going, Eric? Crypto and FAG. Juju or ECR20. Yeah, so the Juju coin is just on Ethereum. If you use the Binance one, it's basically a scam. But let's look at crypto and FEG. All right, sorry, I just saw the message. All right, crypto coin. Yeah, crypto coin's up to 10 cents above that resistance, or yeah, above that resistance line. Now that will hold a support at 10 cents. 1 hour chart is saying it's a buy. Lovely. And there's your astrology saying it's a buy. Although the 2 hour right now is saying you could be getting a sell, right? The Bollinger Bands on the 2 hour are saying you could be topping out here, so be careful right now. Might not be the best time to get in. If we go with the smaller time frames, the 15-minute chart just flashed a sell. So really, where could you consolidate if you do get rejected here at 10 cents? Where's the next support for crypto coin? And that would be at 6 cents. So hopefully, if Bitcoin keeps going up, you shouldn't retest that. You want to hold this 10 cents, but it looks like you have some short-term sell signals saying it doesn't want to hold. So what would probably happen is you probably make a higher low, maybe around 7 cents, and then continue higher if you get rejected here at 10 cents, assuming Bitcoin keeps going up. But big time frames looking good. Smaller time frames on crypto coin looking like there could be a rejection here at 10 cents. You haven't completely broken it. You're right at 10 cents. But it's looking good on the bigger time frames. So, all right, and then the other one was FEG. I'm going to go to FEG on here because I know on DEX tools I get a better chart. There's more volume. On TradingView, the FEG chart looks really bad, so I don't know what's up with that. So I won't have buy and sell indicators on DEX tools, but it's going to be a better chart to look at. So there's your major resistance that you're almost to. You're getting, and that's at 75 basically. You're very close to getting rejected at that one more time, or hopefully you break through it. You haven't been rejected yet, but you could get rejected. That's just about 1% away. If you got rejected, you have support right there at 60. What would that be? 65, 66 on FEG. And then if you broke that, you wouldn't have any support until you basically came all the way back down. Actually, it wouldn't be that far. You'd have, actually, I would think there'd be stronger support at 60 versus 65. If you got rejected off of that, then your next, I don't think you're going to come down this far, but then it'd be down at 50. I don't think you go below 60 on the way up, assuming Bitcoin can remain bullish. So I think this looks good too. If you're waiting to buy, you would want to wait to buy after you get above 75. If you do, then that would be a confirmation. But we'll see what happens. FEG, I think, long term is extremely bullish. It had a major tip. It's due to go up, in my opinion. So, Crypto Nerd said hi, Eric. Alright, so, by the way, if you guys are asking questions that are kind of dumb, I'm not going to answer them. So, just a heads up. Alright. So that's how it's looking. Crypto coin, like I said, could be topping out short term. But FEG looks really good, although it is coming up to a resistance as well. So both are kind of wait and see what happens with them. But big time frames looking very good on those. What is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's having a little bit of a consolidation. It might come and retest. I hope it doesn't, but you could come retest that support at $33,300. We'll see if it happens. I would hope it makes a higher low and doesn't go that low. But we'll see if it does. That would be where you have support if you were to fall that far. I know smaller time frames on Bitcoin did just get a sell, so you definitely could see a retrace to 33.3 on Bitcoin before you see a bounce. If you don't bounce at 33.3, you might want to start getting worried about a retest of 30K. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think you could probably get the bounce at 33.3, and that'd be a healthy bounce to get there. So that's what I got on crypto. And thanks guys for joining. I will see you guys tomorrow. Till then, trade safe, guys. And I think Bitcoin could consolidate short term. I think a lot of cryptos are going to consolidate short term, but within 24 hours, they should be going back up. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I said if you're buying the Juju coin, this is the Binance coin, because there's a Binance Juju coin. The BSC one, then that's a scam, and that's a copycat coin. The ERC21 is the one you want to buy. Alright, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks guys for joining. I will see you later.